What if the most honorable thing a person could ever do was, to an outsider, a terrible crime? Well, that's the exact question at the very heart of Wole Soyinka's masterpiece, Death and the King's Horseman. It's a play that really makes us grapple with the collision between duty, culture, and, believe it or not, the fabric of the entire universe.
And this one line, right here, spoken by the play's hero, Ellison, it's the key to everything. For him, this isn't just a nice saying. It's a fundamental truth. Life is honor. When one of them ends, the other has to follow. And the stakes, as you're about to see, could not be any higher.
So who is this man, this Ellison Oba, who is bound by such a powerful code? Well, he's the king's chief horseman. Now, that's a role of incredible privilege in his Yoruba community, but it also comes with an even greater responsibility.
Just take a look at the feeling in this scene. This isn't somber. It's not a moment of mourning. No, it's full of life, of vitality. Ellison is surrounded by his people, and they are celebrating him. This isn't a funeral procession. It's a joyous send-off for a man about to perform the greatest honor imaginable for his people.
So what is this great duty? It's a ritual suicide. You see, the king has recently died, and as his horseman, it's Ellison's job to guide the king's soul into the afterlife. To his community, this isn't seen as a tragedy. It's an absolutely essential sacrifice to keep the entire universe in balance. And that is why he's so revered.
But to really truly understand the massive weight of this duty, we've got to step inside the world that he lives in. This isn't just about following some old tradition. It's about the very structure of reality as the Yoruba people understand it.
Okay, this diagram right here, this is the key to the whole play. It's a brilliant illustration of the Yoruba cosmos. This is not a world where heaven and earth are two totally separate things. No, it's a single, complete reality made of two halves that are deeply, deeply connected.
So on one side, you have Ia. That's the physical world, the world of the living, where we are right now. And on the other, you have Arun, the spiritual otherworld. That's the home of gods, of spirits, and most importantly, the ancestors. The key thing to remember is they aren't separate. They're two parts of one whole, always in conversation with each other.
And that brings us to this crucial idea of transition. Think of it as a sacred bridge that links all these worlds together. Ellison's ritual, his sacrifice, isn't just about the king. It's about keeping that cosmic channel open and stable for everyone. If he fails, that connection is shattered, and the whole world is, as the play puts it, wrenched from its true course. Chaos is pretty much guaranteed to follow.
But into this profoundly metaphysical world steps an outsider, someone who sees things very, very differently. The British colonial district officer Simon Pilkins.
From where Pilkins stands, there's no sacred duty, no cosmic balance to worry about. Through his Western colonial eyes, all he sees is a barbaric custom. In the eyes of British law, what Ellison is about to do is a crime, plain and simple. And it is Pilkins' job to stop it.
And nothing, I mean nothing, illustrates this total failure to understand better than this right here. At one point, the Pilkinses get their hands on a sacred Egungun mask. To the Yoruba, it is a holy object, a direct link to the ancestral world. To the Pilkinses, it's just a fun costume for a party. The gap between these two ways of seeing is just massive. It's unbridgeable. And you know what happens when two completely irreconcilable realities try to occupy the same space at the same time. A collision is pretty much inevitable. And this is where the tragedy really begins to pick up steam.
So Pilkins does exactly what you'd expect a colonial administrator to do. A report comes in, he identifies a problem, he issues an order. For him, it's just basic procedure, maintaining law and order, a confounded nuisance he needs to deal with. He has absolutely no idea that he's about to kick off a metaphysical catastrophe.
And right there, that's the great, tragic irony of it all. In his own mind, Pilkins is the hero. He's the rational man saving a life from what he sees as primitive superstition. But from the Yoruba perspective, his well-meaning act is an act of catastrophic arrogance. He hasn't saved a life, he has doomed the entire cosmic order.
Now, it would be so easy to just stop here and say, okay, so this is a play about the clash of cultures. But Wole Soyinka himself steps in and warns us not to take that easy route.
Soyinka, in his own note at the beginning of the play, directly tells us to look deeper. He says that calling it a clash of cultures is a facile tag. Basically, it's lazy and simplistic. He's pushing us to go beyond the obvious. And here's his main point. He says the colonial presence Pilkins himself is not the real conflict. It's just a catalytic incident. It's the spark that lights the fuse. The real confrontation, Soyinka insists, is metaphysical. It's about the structure of the universe.
So what's really going on? The true tragedy, the one Soyinka wants us to see, is Ellison's own wavering will, his attachment to the physical world, right at the moment he's supposed to let it go. Pilking's intervention only matters because it gives Ellison an out, an excuse for a failure that was already starting to happen inside him. The real drama is internal, it's cosmic, and it's deeply human.
And so the play leaves us with this haunting, universal question. This isn't just a story about Nigeria in the 1940s. It's a timeless warning about what can happen because of well-intentioned ignorance. It forces all of us to ask, what really happens when one world, convinced it's doing the right thing, tries to save another from a reality it can't even begin to comprehend?